Hello everyone and welcome to day 5 of volume and surface area. Today is the first day of surface area, which we're doing surface area of prisms today. So first off, we've got a prism. A prism is going to be a 3D shape with two identical shapes, facing each other. So those shapes that are facing each other, is that they're identical, we call those bases. So these are the identical shapes facing each other. And these shapes can be anything from triangles to squares to rectangles to hexagons, octagons. It could be any shape, but they've just got to be identical and they've got to be facing each other, so opposite sides of the prism. The lateral faces are going to be the other sides that separate the bases from each other. So sides that separate the bases. So if we look at our prism right here, we can see we've got two bases. This is going to be one base on top, and we've got another base on the bottom, and those are identical shapes. Now this is a rectangular prism, so if we wanted to call one of those other sides the base, we could do that also. But these other sides on all around it that make up the distance between the two bases are going to be the lateral sides. All of these other sides. The lateral area is going to be the area of the lateral sides. Just the lateral sides, not the bases, just the lateral ones. Now, surface area is the flat surface around a 3D object. So it's just measuring the area on the outside sides. When naming one of these structures, we name them using the bases. If this shape has bases that are rectangles, we would call this a rectangular prism. Because the bases are rectangles. If the bases were triangles, we would call it a triangular prism. If the bases were octagons, we would call it an octagonal prism. So it's just based off of what the shape of the base is. The formula for surface area of a right prism is surface area is equal to the area of the bases times 2 plus pH. Now we'll get to P and H in a second. So B, again, this is going to be the area of the base. Just like it was when we were dealing with day 1, when we were dealing with volume of different kinds of prisms. The capital B, area of the base. P is going to stand for perimeter. Now, perimeter of what? It's going to be the perimeter of the base. And then H is going to be the height of the prism. Not prism, prism. There we go. Cool. And that's going to be our formula for surface area of any types of these prisms. So let's get started. What are the bases of the following prisms? So we've got a base right here. This is going to be a one base. We know it's a base because it is going to be the same shape on both sides, identical shapes on both sides. So this is a base. Number 2, we've got this base right here. We know it's a base because it's the same shape on the other side. It's a triangle base. So base, base. And number 3 is a bit tricky because you could call the base really anything. I'm going to call this my base just because we'll be consistent with all of the other shapes. Again, same on both sides. So number one, we want to identify the base of the following prisms, name them, and then find the surface area. So let's name the base first. Oop, this is going to be my base right here, just to name something as a base. That is going to be a rectangle. So I would call this a rectangular prism. Cool. Now let's get started with the surface area. So first thing I want to do is I want to do the area of the base, so capital B. If I want to do the area of the base, that's going to be 12 times 7. So I'll do that first, which would be, let's see, calculator, 84. Cool. Next thing I want to find is the perimeter of the base. Now the perimeter of the base I'm going to get by adding up all of the sides around my base. So 12, 7, and I got 12, and I got 7. So we'll add all those up. 12 plus 7 plus 12 plus 7. And I get 38 for my perimeter. And last thing I need is the height of this prism. The height of this prism is going to be 8. So that was easy. Didn't need to do any math there. So now let's use our surface area formula. So surface area is going to be equal to 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter times the height. So that's going to be 2 times 84, which is the area of my bases, plus my perimeter, which is 38, times my height, which is 8. Oh, not H, 8. So let's simplify that a bit. 84 times 2 is 168, so that's going to be 168. And 38 times 8 is 304. So I'm going to add those together. And I get 472. So my surface area is 472. This is in inches, so inches squared is my surface area. Again, we're going back to squared. We're dealing in 3 dimensions, but we're still talking about area. So we're going to deal with square units for this one. Number 2, shape of my base. This is going to be my base right here. That is a nice triangle, so it is a triangle base. Which means if I were to name the prism, it would be a triangular prism. Cool. And so let's set up my formula to figure out what I need. First thing I need is area of the base. Now this is a triangle, so area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So it's going to be 1/2 8 times 6. You could have done 6 times 8 if you wanted to. It's all the same thing. So 1/2 times 8 times 6 is going to be 32. The next thing I need is the perimeter of my triangle. Now the only thing is I am missing this side right here. So to find that, I need to use the Pythagorean Theorem. So Pythagorean Theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I'm going to do 6 squared plus 8 squared equals c squared. C is the side we don't know, across from the 90. So 6 squared is 36. 8 squared is 64. C squared we don't know. 36 plus 64 is 100, so 100 equals c squared. To get rid of the squared on c squared, I'm going to square root both sides, and I get 10 equals c squared. So my hypotenuse on this triangle is 10. So to find my perimeter, I'm going to do 10 plus 6 plus 8, and that comes out to 24 for my perimeter. The next thing I need is the height of the prism, which is going to be the distance from base to base, in this case 15. So let's plug these numbers into my surface area formula. Surface area is going to be 2 times the height, or the base area, which is 32, plus the perimeter, 24, times the height, which is 15. 2 times 32 is 64, and 24 times 15 is, I don't know, 360. So adding those together, 64 plus 360 is 424. 424. Cool. So my surface area is 424, and this is again in inches squared. Number 3, the shape of the base on this one is going to be a square. So this is going to be a square base, which we just call a square prism, with the base that's a square. So first thing I need to do is find the area of the base. Area of the base is going to be 4 times 4, which is 16. The next thing I need is the perimeter of the base, which is going to be adding up all my sides, which are conveniently all 4 because it's a square. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 is, again, 16. Then I need to find the height of the prism. The height of the prism in this case is going to be 12, so that's going to be 12. So to find my surface area, that's going to be surface area is equal to 2 times the base area plus the perimeter times the height. So 2 times 16 plus the perimeter 16 times the height 12. So let's put that in our calculator. 2 times 16 is 32 and 16 times 12 is 192. So adding those together, and we get 224. So 224, and our units on this one are feet, so feet squared. Okay. Number 4, this one has a trapezoid base, which is going to be this right here. This is my trapezoid base. And so we call that a trapezoidal prism. So let's start by finding the area of the base. Area of the base is going to be, area of a trapezoid is going to be 1/2 height times base 1 plus base 2 in parentheses. So if we want to find the area of that, we're going to plug everything into that formula. So 1/2 of the height of my trapezoid is going to be 4, and base 1 is going to be 11, plus base 2 is going to be this one, which is 5. So it's going to be 1/2 4 times 16, which is 32. Next thing I need to find is the perimeter of my base. So the perimeter of my base I'm going to get by adding up all the sides. So in this case, 5 plus 5 plus 11 plus 5. So 5 plus 5 plus 11 plus 5. That's going to be 26. And then I need the height of the prism, which is 25. So height of the prism, 25. Plug everything into my surface area formula. That's going to be 2 times 32 plus 26 times 25. 2 times 32 is 64, and 26 times 25 is 650. So add that with 64. 650 plus 64, and I get 714. So 714, and this is again in feet squared. Okay, number 5. Number 5 is going to be a hexagonal prism, or it's going to be a hexagon for the base, which is going to be a hexagonal prism. This is our base right here. Now, if I want to find the area of that base, I need to use the 1/2 apothem times perimeter formula. Now, perimeter is going to be pretty easy on this because all I need to do is add up all my sides. So all of the sides are the same. They're all 4. So perimeter is going to be 4 times 6, which is 24. And that'll come in handy for our surface area formula also. But the apothem we don't know, so I need to figure that out. So if this is my hexagon, I'm going to draw in an apothem right here. And then I'm going to connect that apothem over to the corner and make a right triangle. Now remember, when we make those right triangles, it does cut that side in half. So my bottom side here is going to be 2. And in a hexagon, the central angle, when you draw in a central angle, is going to be 60. Which is 360 divided by however many sides there are. So 360 divided by 6 is 60. And then this little angle is going to be half of that, which in this case is 30. Now, if I want to find my apothem, that's going to be this side right here. So what I need to do is I need to do some trig to figure that out. So I'm going to label my opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse really quick using my theta. So opposite that is 2. Adjacent is going to be this side right here because my hypo is opposite the 90, which is here. So I'm going to do some tangent. I'm going to do tangent of my angle, theta, is equal to opposite 2 over my adjacent, which I want. We don't know it though, so we're going to call it x. And I'm going to put this over 1 and cross multiply. 1 times 2 is 2. X times tangent of 30 is x times tan 30. Of course, we don't know what tan 30 is, but we could figure it out if we wanted to. But I still just want to get x alone, so I'm going to divide by tangent of 30 on both sides. Now, if I divide by tangent of 30, that gets rid of it on the right-hand side, but I need to do it to the left also to keep things balanced. So I'm going to put that in my calculator now. 2 divided by tangent of 30. And I get 3.46 equals x. And remember, x is my apothem, so that's going to go into my area formula there. So 1/2 my apothem, 3.46, times my perimeter is 24. So multiply 3.46 times my perimeter, and then half that, and I get 41.52 for my area of the base. So to find my surface area now, I needed the area of the base. I just found that, 41.52, using all that work I just did. Next thing is I needed the perimeter of the base, which I also found up here to find the area, which is 24. The next thing I need is the height of the prism, which is going to be the distance between the bases, which in this case is going to be 10. So 10 goes there. Cool. So now let's plug all of this into my surface area formula. That's going to be 2 times the area of the bases, 41.52, plus 24 times 10. 2 times 41.52 is 83.04, and 24 times 10 is 240. So add those together, and we get 323.04, so 323.04. 323.04, and this is in inches squared. Okay, last one. We want to do the surface area of this shape in terms of x because we don't know what x is. We don't know what the surface area is. We're going to leave it all in terms of x. The shape of the base is a rectangle, so that is going to be a rectangular prism again. If I want to find the area of the base, or I'm going to do capital B because that's what we use for that. That is going to be this whole side's area. So I'm going to multiply those all together. So that's going to be x plus 2 times 6x minus 4. If I'm multiplying these together, I need to do the FOIL method, so making sure every term in the first parentheses gets multiplied by every term in the second parentheses, starting with x. X times 6x is 6x squared, and x times minus 4 is minus 4x. Then we do the next term, multiply that by everything. 2 times 6x is 12x, and 2 times minus 4 is minus 8. We'll combine like terms real quick, which are going to be these two middle numbers. So 6x squared plus 8x minus 8. That is the area of my base. Next thing I need is the perimeter of my base. Now to find the perimeter of my base, I need to add all my sides together. So I've got 6x minus 4, x plus 2. This top side is also going to be 6x minus 4. And this right side is also going to be x plus 2. So let's add all those together. So 6x minus 4 plus x plus 2 plus 6x minus 4 plus x plus 2. We combine like terms where we see them. I see one right here, here. Those are all x's. That comes out to 14x. And then I have minus 4 plus 2 minus 4 plus 2, which comes out to minus 4. So 14x minus 4 is the perimeter. Then I need the height of the prism, which is 2x. So let's plug this all into my surface area formula. So surface area formula says 2 times the base areas, which is going to be 6x squared plus 8x minus 8, plus my perimeter, 14x minus 4, times the height, 2x. So let's simplify this where we see it. First thing I'm going to do is distribute my 2 into my first set of parentheses and multiply everything times 2. So 6x squared times 2 is 12x squared. 8x times 2 is 16x, and minus 8 times 2 is minus 16. Then, on my other two set of parentheses, I'm going to multiply this 2x by everything in that set of parentheses. So 2x times 14x is 28x squared. And 2x times minus 4 is minus 8x. Next thing I need to do, combine like terms. I've got 12x plus 28x. That's going to be 40x, oh, I meant x squared. 12x squared plus 28x squared is 40x squared. Then we have 16x minus 8x. That is going to be 8x. And then we have the minus 16 that didn't have anything to combine with. So this is my surface area in terms of x. Now, I don't know if you're going to run into anything like this again, but this is how you do it. And it's kind of a process. You just take it one step at a time and you can get through it. And that is it for day 5. So I'll see you all back for day 6. Bye.